Hi, Bob Bentz of FantasyBaseballDugout.com. I'm here today to talk to you about sleepers at the third base position for the 2012 season. Now, the first three guys we have on our list are guys that did play last year, not the full season, but anybody who's in the know in fantasy baseball is probably going to know about these guys. But in some of the less competitive leagues, if you just look at stats, you may not have these guys come right to mind. So let's run down those first three guys, and that's Brett Lawrie of Toronto, and Mike Moustakas of Kansas City, and Brent Morrell of the Chicago White Sox. So these are guys that are going to be full-time players this year. They're going to start every game, so they're guys that are going to rack up considerably more at-bats than they did last year. Another guy, Casey Blake, hit only 4 home runs for the Dodgers last year, but anytime someone gets traded from Los Angeles to Colorado, he's a guy to be considered. And Blake had some good years when you go back to 2010 and before, some very consistent 18 home run type years. Lonnie Chisenhall of Cleveland is the #1 sleeper on most people's lists. I'm not so sure he's the #1 guy in terms of being a sleeper this year, but he is going to get the regular job in Cleveland, so he's someone you should have on your draft list as well. One guy, Juan Uribe, is going to take over in Los Angeles for the Dodgers, and he's going to split time with the other veteran, Jerry Hairston. Now, Uribe had 24 home runs in the 2010 season, so he's a guy that could bounce back and have another 20 home run season. We think he's going to get the majority of the playing time over Hairston. Another guy we have on all of our infield lists, second base, shortstop, and third base qualifier, is Eduardo Nunez of the New York Yankees. With Jesus Montero and Jorge Posada gone from the Yankees, we think A-Rod's going to move around and play more DH this year, and that'll open up some position play for Eduardo Nunez. He had 22 steals last year in a 300 at-bat season, so he could get 400 at-bats this year and get 30-35 steals for you. And finally, Ty Wigginton of the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, this acquisition might prove to be more important than just an insurance policy for the Phillies. With Ryan Howard out early in the year, Wigginton's certainly going to see some action, perhaps at third base, and moving Placido Polanco over to second base, and Chase Utley, who has played first base before, taking on some of the first base duties. Now, whether that happens or not, he's still going to get some playing time early in the year with Howard out, and we think he might just prove himself and prove to be a better bat than Polanco, and he may get 400 at-bats this season. Now, this is a guy who just 2 years ago hit 17 home runs. So that's some of our fantasy baseball sleepers at the third base position for 2012. You can go to FantasyBaseballDugout.com and see the complete list of fantasy baseball sleepers for 2012. I'm Ballpark Bob. Have a great day.